What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're going back to the Offspring. Yes, indeed, the Offspring Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bobbidi-bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Zach D, and Zach D wanted to see me react to this. It is the Offspring with a live performance. It's going to be key here. A live performance of their tune, Self-Esteem. Now, have I heard this song before? Full disclosure, yes, I have. I know for a fact I've heard this song. This song was a big hit for the Offspring. It had a ton of play on the radio. It's been used in television, it's been used in movies, it's been used in ad campaigns. And I know there was a music video made for it. I've heard bands cover the song, so I can't believe I'm gonna admit this, but I was in a band that did cover. Well, I wasn't a part of the band. I wasn't actually a member. I was hired to play a few shows with them, and this was on the set list. So I've actually played the song before. So yes, I know the song. I'm very familiar with the tune. So unfortunately, I can't react to the song. The song's going to be a complete non-factor. Now, luckily, this is a live performance, so I can take the live performance into account with my reaction in my evaluation. But that's going to be it. The song's a non-factor here, folks. So, full transparency, I'm not reacting to the song at all. It's going to be only about the visuals, what we see, stage presence, stage energy, stage interaction, crowd interaction, showmanship, production. This is what I'm going to be looking for. If I'm being honest, not really thinking there's going to be a whole lot of production there. So really, we're going to be focusing on the first five, the main five, which is honestly the most important five anyway. So we'll see how they do. Anyway, this was posted by Vans JPL 182. Why not? We'll go with that. And the video has 7.1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. The Offspring, Self-Esteem, live, Bay, Rock am Ring. Okay, I was going to say, that's a big crowd. Rock am Ring, that's actually, that's perfectly normal. All right, let's see what this live show is all about. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Hey, thank you so much. We've had a fucking great time here tonight. Really good. You guys got a beautiful country. I mean, look at this. This is just fucking gorgeous. Thank you for having us tonight. Feel done? La 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 la.
And the crowd immediately starts bouncing.
We want to hear you singing along on this one.
Look. I'm being sarcastic. Of course they're going to sing. let's pause here. I'll back up. If I'm being honest, it's about what I was expecting. I was expecting this. Like I said, production, none. Especially considering the fact that we're playing outdoors in the middle of the day. I mean, lighting isn't even really a factor yet. Got some pretty decent stage energy happening. I see a lot of pogoing. Pogoing has got to be the cheapest way to get stage energy. It's like, you know, you're on stage and you're in the middle of the set and you want to get that quick little cheap pop. And all you got to do is say the name of the city that you're playing in and the crowd pops, you know. It's a cheap pop. It's still a pop, but it's a cheap pop. Let's be honest here. Pogoing is that. It's the cheapest way to create stage energy. It's the easiest way to create stage energy. But it works. It does work. I may not necessarily be a fan of it, but you have, I have to acknowledge it does the job. So, not thrilled about it, but it does the job. It does work. Stage presence. Sort of. I mean, I'll be honest. If they didn't have the instruments on them, I could look at them and go, they look like roadies. You know, they don't really look like performers. So stage presence is kind of iffy. Stage energy, like I said, they got that. They got that in spades. Stage interaction. Not really. I haven't really seen any attempt made at interacting with each other. Crowd interaction, we got that. We definitely got that. The constant queuing, sing along, you know, talking to the crowd, thanking the crowd, being humble and appreciative. I've always appreciate that. Can't stand it when bands are egotistical and they come in with the attitude of, we're going to play here and you're going to be grateful. You should be bowing down and worshiping us for, you know, allowing you to come and see us play live. I hate bands like that. I absolutely despise bands like that. Bands who are appreciative, humble, thank you for coming out and supporting us. We really appreciate that. I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's see. Showmanship. Yeah. I mean, kind of, sort of. Goes kind of hand in hand with the stage energy and the crowd interaction. So yeah, I guess we'll call it showmanship. So we've got most of them checked. The only one we are missing, the only checkbox we're missing right now is stage interaction. And we still have over 2.5 minutes to go. So a lot can happen in 2.5 minutes. All I got to do is see it happen one time and I can check the box. So let's see. Let's see if they do it. Crowd loves it. Now, you saw them walking off the stage. You saw them handing off their instruments. Now, this is where I would say, I'm not sure if that was the last song or if that was the last song. But here's the thing. It's a festival. And unless you're the headliner or the act right before the headliner, the co-headliner, you don't usually get encores. Not usually. So my guess is that was it. That was the last song. Okay. I have mixed feelings about that, actually. Having that as the last song. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was The Offspring with a live performance. That's going to be key here. A live performance of their tune, Self-Esteem. This was a request from Zach D. Okay, before I get to the score, I just need to remind everybody of what I said before we started the reaction. Gotta go over my disclaimer again. I am not taking the song itself into account here. I can't. I've heard the song before many, many times. It is probably one of the biggest hits that the Offspring ever had. It's been used in all types of media, television shows, movies, commercials, ad campaigns. I know it got a ton of radio play, and there was a music video on MTV that was in heavy rotation, and VH1 too. I include both. It's been used in sporting events, conventions. This song has been covered by more bands than I could possibly count. And to top it all off, I was hired by a band to come and play some live shows with them, and this was on the set list, so I've actually played this song before. So yes, I'm very familiar with the song. So I cannot take the song into account here. Now, luckily, this was a live performance. So I am basing my evaluation and my score completely on the live performance, the visuals, what we saw, not the song itself. I will take how well they played the song into account, ever so slightly, okay? But for the most part, it's going to be about the visuals here, so please keep that in mind. Having said that, it was about what I was expecting, so I wasn't really terribly surprised by what I saw. So let's get to the score, and you'll see what I mean. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 6.7. Yep, 6.7. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 6.7. What does that mean? Well, a 6.7 would translate, brace yourselves, a 6.7 would translate to a pretty good scale rating, okay? Not a bad score. It's a pretty good scale rating because overall, I think the live show was pretty good. It would also get 3 out of 5 stars and it would be B letter grade. B as in boy. Yeah, not a D, a B. So there you go, a 6.7, pretty good scale rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Ha-ha! So glad you asked. It's about what I was expecting, if I'm being honest. This is about what I was predicting what we were going to see. And sure enough, we saw it. No production, obviously. It's at a festival. It's at Rock am Ring, one of the biggest festivals in the world. And they were playing in the daytime. They're not the headliners. So we're not going to see a whole lot of production. Okay, that's just going to be out the window. So let's go down the other 5 criteria I look for in a live performance. Okay? This is an unusual one. Stage presence. Okay, here's the thing. You take the instruments off of them, and you have no idea who they are. You take a look at them hanging out backstage. What's the first thing that's going to go through your mind? Oh, roadies. They look like roadies. They look like stagehands. They look like crew members. They don't look like performers. They're not dressed like performers. They look like a couple of roadies or a bunch of roadies. Now, you put the instruments on them, you put them out in front of the crowd, they act more like performers. Okay, well, now you're starting to see some stage presence. So, I am going to give them the check. It is a weak check, but it is a check nonetheless. Stage Energy. Yeah, here's another one. It's getting a check. It is. It's again kind of a weak check, but it is getting a check. All we really saw from them was pogoing. Let's be honest. And like I said, pogoing is the cheap pop of Stage Energy, at least in my opinion. It's not that hard to do. You're up on your toes, guys. Bounce on your toes, bounce on your toes, bounce on your toes. It's not difficult. Doesn't require a ton of effort, and honestly, it's a solo thing that you can do in place. Okay, you're bouncing up and down. Now, for the sake of the type of audience, the type of band, the type of song, it's appropriate. Yeah, sure, absolutely, it fits. But again, not a whole lot of effort's required to pogo. So, is it Stage Energy? Yes, by definition it is, but it is the cheapest form of Stage Energy you could possibly get. So, it is getting the check, but it is getting a weak check. Stage interaction. Okay. I hate to say it, but unfortunately, no, we did not have any stage interaction, which is unfortunate because we had a number of opportunities where we could have. After the breakdown section, after the bridge, how easy would it be just to let the drummer and the bass player vamp for a while? You know, how easy would that be? And just keep that riff going and open up the opportunity for, okay, crowd interaction and stage interaction. You know, come on, have the bass player come over and interact with the lead vocalist. He's not on a microphone stand. He can move around, right? The lead guitarist, what could he have done? He could have moved down, you know, interacted with the bass player, interacted with the lead vocalist. We could have seen some. There could have been effort put into stage interaction. Fortunately, we didn't get that. We got a big fat goose egg on that one. So that does not get the check. Now, the saving grace, crowd interaction. We had quite a bit. I'm giving that a check. I'm giving it a big check. The fact that they started out this performance or this song, and from what I can tell, it is the last song of the set. Thanking the crowd, showing appreciation to the crowd, being humble. I appreciate that. I absolutely do. There are a number of bands that I've seen over the years that, unfortunately, they're not anything like that. They are of the opinion that they are God's gift to, you know, performing, and the audience should be grateful. The audience should be grateful that they came to their town, you know, and you know, we're gracing we're gracing you with our presence, and you know, you should be grateful that we came here, and you know, get down on your knees and worship us and kiss our feet and blah 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 blah. I cannot stand bands like that. I think they need a serious reality check because they need to come back to earth and understand that those fans are who pay their salary. Those fans are who made them famous. Those fans are solely responsible for putting them on the map. So I don't understand why a lot of those bands have that ego, but they do, and it's out of control, and I can't stand bands like that. So I was very, very appreciative of seeing the Offspring being as humble and as gracious as they were, interacting with the crowd, leading the charge, yes, with Paul going, but still getting them going. They got the crowd bouncing, man, right from the get-go. You know, in telling them, we want you to sing along with us. And the crowd, surprise, surprise, the crowd reciprocated. So we did have crowd interaction. Could we have had more? Yeah, I think we could have. Like I said, we could have opened up after the bridge when we went back into the main riff. Open it up. Let the drummer and the bass player riff for a little bit. Talk to the crowd some more. You know, I think that would have been great if they had done that. We didn't get that, but we still got a good, solid check. Okay, so it's a solid check on crowd interaction. Showmanship kind of goes hand in hand with stage energy and crowd interaction, but yeah, it's there, so I'll give it the check. Production, we already talked about that. So this is how I'm coming up with the 6.7, okay? Could it have been better? Yes, it could have been. But they did enough. They did enough for the type of band that they are, and like I said, my expectations were not up here. Okay, my expectations, if I'm being honest, knowing what I know about the Offspring, my expectations were about here. And this is about where we were. So they were hitting for par, all right? As far as the song selection, number one, they played the song really well. I mean, I didn't hear anything wrong with it whatsoever. It sounded just fine to me. So I did give them a little bit of a boost for playing the song, well. The song selection for the last song. I had to think about this because I don't usually recommend ending with your biggest hit, or at least one of your biggest hits. You definitely don't want to end the show with the biggest hit, which this was not. I can think of a couple other songs that I think were bigger hits than this. I thought about it, and the more I thought about it, the more I actually came to change my mind a little bit and realize that ending with this song actually kind of made sense. It's a good paced song. It's very recognizable. I mean, like I said, it was one of the biggest hits they ever had. And obviously the crowd dug it because they were absolutely into it the entire performance. And that crowd responded well. They got a great pop after the song ended and they were walking off the stage. The crowd loved it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a good choice at the end of the day. I think it was a smart move. So, especially considering the fact that they're playing at a festival. So, yeah, it makes sense. Taking all these factors into account, this is how I came up with the 6.7. I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 6.7, which is a pretty good skill rating, 3 out of 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope that was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.